my beautiful soul tribe. Thank you so much for joining your monthly reading. Today, we're going to focus on the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio for your April monthly reading. If you are sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign, one of these three signs is a water sign, this reading could be the one for you. Now, at the very beginning of the session, I've provided you with two different options, two different bouquets. One is a white bouquet, the other one is a black and gold bouquet, right? So you can meditate on one of these options and choose your pile. With all that being said, let's get started with our pile. Number one, the white bouquet. Hello, my beautiful water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is your monthly reading, all right? If you have chosen the white bouquet, this is a reading for you. Now, first of all, let's pull one card from the major arcana. We're going to set the tone for the month of April for you, all right? Thank you, universe. For water signs, pile number one. Ooh, we got the devil card. Okay, now look, water signs. Whenever the devil card shows up in the first position, it's really telling you that this month you need to be extra reflective on what needs to be faced. Sometimes the devil card could be talking about we're trapped by something, or we are addicted to something, or there's certain negative mindset that we have pushed ourselves into, and we don't know how to get out of that. This could be about self-loathe. This could be about lack of confidence. This could be about the fear or the anxiety of something might happen to us. At the end of the day, devil is just an inner demon that we need to wrestle and we need to fight against. So this month, for all the water signs, I think one of the most important messages that I can deliver to you guys is to let go of your fear, all right? And whatever things you need to face, take the action and do it once at a time. And I'm not gonna be, wishy-washy with you guys. Personally, I've also experienced some deep anxiety and worry myself in the past several days. And so I really can resonate with this devil energy, right? This energy really tells you what everything that you are afraid of, you are worried about, take the action, right? Choose the practical solution, and then you will be able to see the hope there. Now, we're going to pull a little bit more cards, right, from Oracle of the Celestial Deities. Let's see your current energy, your communication, and your interaction with the people around you, your work, and your relationship, okay? Thank you, universe. For water signs, pile number one, Orpheus. For your communication, Neptune. For your work and career, we call the moon. Beautiful. Always love the moon happening in your career, actually. Okay, this is a good sign. Now, for your love and relationship, we got Pan. Very interesting. Okay, so pile number one. Orpheus sitting in the first house absolutely has a lot to do with your fear and your insecurity. All right. In Greek mythology, Orpheus is a very emotional, very sensitive, very sentimental energy. Now, when he is paired up with the devil, this could be about the inner fear that we feel. And we are very, very sensitive towards our environment. Someone said something, someone did something, right? Or we can be very easily, our mood or our emotion can be very easily affected by the people we interact with, or maybe sometimes it's even the natural environment. And one of the things regarding Orpheus, and what I really feel is this card really tells us to have the guts to face our fear, right? This is about bringing confidence back into ourselves and know your true value. In Greek mythology, Orpheus had to face the god of death or the god of the underworld, okay, Hades. And he was very brave in facing Hades and said, I want my wife Eurydice back. But the problem was that when Hades promised him he will give him what he wanted, but he kept feeling dubious. He kept feeling that what if I'm being scammed? What if Hades is lying to me, right? So eventually he had to look back. When he was walking towards the out of the underworld and towards the light. You can do your own research about this story. Very, very interesting. And by the way, you can also read this story from my own Oracle deck, Oracle of the Mythic Heroes, if that's something you're interested in. Now, back to your reading, I think Orpheus' energy has a lot to do with that kind of self-reassurance that you are on the right path, you are doing everything you can, and you deserve the best. And start Stop doubting and stop having this fear creeping out of the subconscious. Okay. Now, with your communication, you have got Neptune. This energy usually tells you that this month you got to be very careful with being wishy-washy with things. Or if there are other people being very wishy-washy and back and forth with you, it's also important for you to not be swayed around by them. Neptune energy in general is about spirituality. Okay, it's about spiritual things. It's about the ethereal things, right? Of course, and if you this month you could be talking about spirituality a lot if that's something you do right for your work or whatever that is. But in general, the communication is related to Mercury, and that's the opposite energy of Neptune. And so I would say this month for you is that you have to be very clear about the things you want to communicate, what you want to say, what you want to bring forth, right, to the other person, and avoid back and forth or wishy-washy or confusing or vague communication. So for some of you guys, this vague communication could be because maybe you are afraid that if you're being too direct, then maybe you're gonna offend people or someone might be angry with you, right? And that's why you're kind of like, okay, I'm saying it, but I'm not saying it, very clearly. And this month, one of the key points for you is to bring your communication out, right, in a very straightforward way. With your work, you have got the moon. I like it. The moon energy could be talking about two different things. Now, this could be about maybe the main activity for your work is about hunting and searching. This could be about maybe some of you guys looking for jobs. This could be about you fixing your mind on a target, right, and try to reach that target, reach that goal. For some of you guys, this could even be about maybe you're hunting clients, right? If you're in sales, right, whatever that is. The moon has a lot to do with the process of getting somewhere because Artemis is an archer and her energy is very much about aiming at something, right? So that's good. So in a way, for work, I will encourage you guys to keep aiming at your prey, okay? Know very clearly what you want and be very clear about that. It might take some time for you to get to where you need to be, but the moon is a good card to have, okay? Now, in your relationship, you got Pan. Pan is energy. We can look at this in two different ways. Sometimes the Pan is talking about, again, our fear or worries. Because you got Orpheus and the devil sitting on the upper line, I do feel like for a lot of guys choosing this Pan, maybe there's some kind of worry or overthinking that you're doing related to love, relationships, marriage, right? Things related to that. Because you got Neptune next to that as well, I would further I'm gonna say this again, my group number one, okay? For everything, anything that you feel insecure about, you feel worried about because you don't know the answer, you gotta communicate clearly, okay? The Neptune energy sitting in the first position, sorry, not the first position, in the middle is really telling you that through clear and straightforward communication, this will alleviate your worries. But if you don't communicate, you're kind of like waiting forever and trying to kind of figure things out by yourself, it might be much harder and much more time consuming. Now, we're going to put three cards from the Lenormand, okay? Let's have a look at what's the further, if we can get more details about this, okay? Your communication, okay? Thank you, universe. Under Neptune, and we got owls, absolutely. Owls, this energy has a lot to do with wisdom, teaching, and learning. And also, because owls is a symbol of Athena, with Neptune, it does tell you that, again, when it comes to communication, you have to find the balance there. You have to find, the clarity, right, the justice, right, the so-called get to the point energy there. The owl is not a wishy-washy energy, right? And it's very possible that this month, you might also need to sort of like consult a very wise teacher, right? Or maybe a mentor when you are confused and heed very important advice from them regarding how you should communicate, how you should get certain things done. Okay. Now, with your work, we got house. Okay. House with the moon, very stable. Okay. So the general energy with your work and your career during this month is very stable. Okay. You're absolutely on the right track. The house is, however, is a slow energy. So whatever things that you're doing, whether it's about you're working towards a goal in your current job, running your own business, or you're searching for a job. This is showing that you are steadily making some progress. Okay, I love this energy. With your relationship, and we got the garden. Okay, now garden with pen is very interesting because the garden represents people. Okay, people around you, social network, meeting new people. If you are single, I think you need to have some fun. Okay, this energy tells you not to overthink about, okay, I don't know how I socialize, I don't know how to meet people. The pen energy has a lot to do with having fun and being playful, right? Let go of excessive thinking. And then the garden energy represents the general public or the people around you. And social life networking, I would actually recommend a lot of you guys actually just sort of like let your hair down a little bit, right? Sometimes for especially for this group, yeah, I feel like good connections could come to you through you being open-minded enough, right, to connect with the people around you, rather than being overly serious or too intense, right, with something. All our house and garden, they're all very beautiful cards and they're very peaceful from my perspective. Okay, so I do think that life is actually going fine and going well this month for you, but you do have to let go of your inner fear and anxiety with the devil card. Okay, you will be able to rip the chain on your neck, right, and set yourself free from your inner fear. Very beautiful. Now, finally, we're going to use Legends, Heroes, and Villains Oracle. We're going to pull one card. Oh, one card just dropped out, so I'm going to use this one, okay, to give you a general advice for the months of April, all right? My water signs. Beautiful. Walt Disney, okay? And this card says creativity. It's very interesting that you start with Orpheus, which is a very creative energy anyway. I feel for a lot of water signs, if you have picked this pile, you're a very creative person. Right? Maybe you write, you paint, you sing, right? You like spirituality, right? You like crystals, right? Or you like a lot of these kind of creative and spiritual things. And this card tells you, the Walt Disney tells you to nurture that creativity, right? If you want to engage with a creative project, do that by all means. Sometimes this card is also related to a lot of the inner child energy. Have fun, get out there, get in touch with the child energy, the fun, the pure, right? The childlike innocence that you have, rather than, again, going to the other side, which is excessive worry or overthinking, getting things too complicated in your mind. Thank you so much, my beautiful palm number one. This is a very quick reading for you in the month of April. If you like the reading, subscribe and like my channel, like my video, and I'll see you very soon in the next reading session. Bye. Hello, my palm number two. You have chosen the black and gold bouquet, right? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. If you have chosen this pile, this is a reading for you for the month of April. Now, we're going to pull, first of all, one card just from the major arcana, right? We're going to set the tone for the month of April and see what is your major theme this month. Thank you, universe. Our water signs. Judgment. Beautiful. Okay. This card has a lot to do with change, transformation, and resurrection. For some of you guys, this month may be a very important time for you to reflect on your recent past and learn your past lessons and decide how you want to move forward in a transformative way, right? What you want to change, what you want to bring to the next new cycle. Sometimes judgment is in a good way. It's also talking about a second chance. So this card also is talking about if something has been dead or something has been stagnant for a long time, this could be the month for you to bring it back, right? Alive, right? And restart it. Now, we're going to pull four cards from Oracle of the Celestial Deities, right? Let's have a look at your energy, your communication, your career work, and your love and relationship, all right? Thank you, universe. For pile number one. Pile number two, right? Your own energy, Persephone. Oh, definitely some kind of refreshment. Okay, judgment with Persephone has a lot to do with the resurrection energy. Okay, communication, Mercury, very good. Active communication, networking, talking. Okay, very active with your work. Ooh, you got Medusa. Something is blocked. Okay, delayed, and with your love and relationship, Venus, beautiful. Okay, so for pile number two, okay, Persephone sitting in the first house needs you to focus on the things that you truly love. This is a very sensitive energy, okay? In Greek mythology, Persephone is the goddess of springtime. Her energy usually is very active during spring, and it's very funny that we're actually doing the reading for the month of April. So for the April reading with Persephone is not necessarily a bad thing. It tells you to bring back your springtime. It tells you that if you have been feeling stagnant, drained, angry, right, or frustrated, or tired during the winter time, especially the previous 2 to 3 months time, this is a great time for you to resurrect yourself, come back to life. And the judgment tells you that the universe will help to reset the button so that you can regain your refreshment and your energy, right? Your stamina, things like that. I like it. Now, one thing you do have to know is that Persephone sometimes, even though she is in the springtime, she's powerful, but when the winter comes, she still needs to go back to the underworld and to be with Hades. So what does that mean? This card usually tells you that there are certain things that we can't change, right? We can only do our best within this confinement, meaning that there's always going to be limitation out there. We can do our best, but maybe the timing tells us that it's not going to be the perfect ideal time to do everything or to reach the so-called, the perfect condition. Maybe we can do 80%, maybe we can do 60%, right? But maybe not 100% all the time. And that's fine, right? So do your best within your confinement and be happy with it. You got Mercury sitting in communication, which is great. This card is saying that this month you are being very encouraged to talk, to email, to text, right? And to communicate your ideas and to get things done. Now, because you got Medusa in your career, this could be about maybe there's certain goals you have, right? You want to get certain things done. You want to maybe organize an event. You want to maybe get a client to meet you or whatever that is, but there's a blockage there, meaning that either they're not getting back to you or it's been a delaying or it's the timing is just a little bit off, all right? Now, with Medusa in this position, I would say to you that be patient with things because your first house is Persephone, and that means that it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes it's about the divine timing. And what you need to focus on is because your Medusa is mirroring Venus, right, with Mercury next to that. Even though you might not be able to actually get the thing done, but it's important to focus on the relationship management, right? The people you work with, right? Don't damage the relationship, okay? Because there are certain timing when it comes to when to do certain things. When the goal cannot be reached, at least make sure that you are having a great relationship with your business partner, with your client, and wait for their timing. Now, with relationship, you have got Venus. This is beautiful. Venus energy usually is talking about some attraction, right? Someone you find extremely attractive, very sexy, right? That you're very drawn to. However, I do feel like this energy could come and go, right? Because your first house is Persephone. This energy usually shows that maybe you're gonna encounter someone that you really like, but it's not like 100% consistent, meaning that maybe you're gonna meet them, maybe you don't live in the same city, right? So you separate again, right? And you meet again, you separate again, right? Or this could be just about maybe their energy is not constantly around you, or your energy is not constantly around them, right? I hope this makes sense. But either way, because you also got Mercury next to that, I do think that is going to be a good match for you, right? At least for now. So enjoy it for now, okay? Whoever that you meet, you're extremely attracted to, be brave to communicate, all right? Beautiful. Now, we're going to pull 3 cards, right, to give a little bit more message here, okay, from Lenormand. And let's see what's the message for our beautiful pile number 2, okay? Beautiful, okay? Pile number 2, okay. So with your communication under Mercury, we got the whip, okay? Now, this card tells you that when you're communicating, try to avoid arguing, okay? The whip sometimes could be talking about a little bit argumentative energy, especially in communication. Now, what I want you guys to know is that just be careful with kind of like you're talking and then you're sort of like getting frustrated and you're getting angry, or maybe you're getting a little bit confrontative, right? Or argumentative about that. Find your peace, especially if it's related to your work communication. Like what I said, the Medusa, there's something that is being delayed. where there's something that is not moving forward temporarily, but don't sort of like, burst your anger, right, on someone or, getting too frustrated with things. Wait for your timing, okay? The whip tells you to calm down, take your time, and don't argue. With your work, we got garden, okay? Now this energy has a lot to do with the people energy, okay? Mingling, social connections, work. I do feel like with this work zone, this could be about maybe you need some connection, okay? Where you're waiting for the right people to come in to help you, but somehow it's just kind of a little bit stuck actually in there, okay? So give it a little bit time. Sometimes garden could also be talking about a little bit like a social event, right? Maybe related to your work and you're waiting for the confirmation, but it's a little bit stuck at this moment. Okay. However, keep communication. Okay. I do think that whatever that is blocked, there's going to be a second chance coming in. Now, with your love and relationship, we're having the tree. Okay, beautiful. Now, Venus with the tree is quite healthy. It tells you that something might not develop very soon, but it's gonna be a long-term thing. So what I want to do when it comes to love and relationship, part number 2, is to look at the long-term goal rather than rushing it. Because sometimes when we find someone we love, someone we find attractive, we're rushing it. Oh, I want it now. I want to talk to you now, right? I want to be together now. And this Venus with the tree tells you that take your time, right? To build a long, but also steady, but slowly growing it, right? For the long term. Very interesting. Also, uh, just for your information, okay? Because your tree and the whip are next to each other, I do feel like there could be some very interesting sexual chemistry there between you and the person that you like, okay? So I would definitely say that there could be some communication, right, related to, the sexual intimacy, right, physical intimacy happening for you anyway, right? So have fun with it. Very good. Now, we're going to pull one card from Legends, Heroes, and the Villains Oracle. And let's see what's the energy there, okay? Okay, so we're going to pull one card as the overall guidance for group number 2. Thank you, universe. Dmitry Menderev, okay? And the key word we have is organization. This card tells you that, okay, even sometimes within our current confinement, there are certain chaos happening, but it's very important that we can bring order within our own power. So what does that mean? It means that maybe sometimes due to other people's chaos, other people's convenience, their timing, right? We can't really do the things according to our time, but it's very important that we constantly reorganize our own schedule, reorganize our own thing, right? Maybe, okay, since this thing is delayed, now I need to focus on this, right? I'm gonna redo my schedule, right? Maybe I need to focus more on this part, or vice versa, right? When this thing goes too fast, maybe I can slow this down a little bit and put more resources on something else, right? You know what I mean, okay? So this organization card has a lot to do with the Virgo energy, which is about organizing, right, regulating, right, within yourself. So this month, just remember that whatever things that is delayed, especially with the work, right, try to bring a sense of organization and planning in your own life so that you don't feel that you are being swayed left and right and you're being pushed left and right by other people's schedule or other people's delay or their timing. Okay? Very beautiful. Oh, by the way, one more thing that I want to say is that this month, uh, plants and flowers are very important to you. So for group number 2, I actually would recommend that you have a bouquet. You buy a bouquet, decorate at home, or you buy some flowers, okay, and decorate in your house. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna bring you a lot of amazing energy because you got Persephone, you got Venus, and you got the tree, you got the garden. Okay, there's a lot of greenery energy there. So being close to plants and the greenery is going to give you good luck. Thank you so much, my pile number 2. This is a reading for all the water signs if you have chosen pile number 2. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like and share it. I'll see you very soon in the next reading session. Bye.